Hey, what's happening, everybody? WrestleMania 37 now officially in the books. Night 2. They were calling it what, Nick? WrestleMania Sunday in the books. Man. Night 1 left everybody, I think, pleasantly surprised. Night 2, man, I saw a lot of negative responses from people online, and I got to agree right with them. Night 2, we were worried about it, Nick. We called it last night that Night 2 might struggle. It did. We will get to the main event first because that actually was a good match. Nick, your thoughts overall on the show?
I would echo your sentiments. Night 2, just even the matches that I thought were well worked, and I keep saying that there wasn't really a big problem with several of the matches being worked. I was either just not interested or was thinking, what is going on here? And there's a big one where I think a lot of people were thinking, what the hell is going on? But yeah, it just didn't hold the flair of a WrestleMania. I felt it was just a lot of matches, other than kind of the opening and the closing, were two premier matches that I thought were different. I'm not going to say both good, but yeah, I don't know, man. I thought Night 1 was definitely good. Night 2 left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, and we were worried about that. I mean, because of some of these matches. As a whole, and I think you're going to hear this a lot maybe throughout this show, there was some matches that we thought might be good, well worked, whatnot, but don't care. Just have no interest in or no, there wasn't a build to some of these matches, or it wasn't a good build at all, if there was even a build. So it was just kind of like you have nothing invested in some of these guys. So it was like, okay, it was fine, but take it or leave it. But let's start with the good. We will jump straight to the main event. Roman Reigns against Edge against Daniel Bryan. A lot of people do not like the triple threat main event. They don't like a WrestleMania title match. But unfortunately, it's not like it's anything new. This is like the 10th time this has happened, especially if you count the women. So these are here to stay. The good thing about them is they are good matches. And this was another one. This was an excellent match. Fast-paced. Boom, boom, boom. Nonstop. We got dudes going through tables. We got chairs all over the place. They announced before the match it is a no DQ match. So right away, Jey Uso is in there dealing on everybody, helping Roman out. I thought that might hurt Roman in the end because he was getting the help right away. No, sir. Jey ends up helping Roman. Roman hits a concerto on Edge. After Edge had hit a concerto on Bryan, he then piles both of them on top of each other for the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns, still your champion. Your thoughts about that match, Nick?
I agree with you. It was a good triple threat match. Had some good power moves, had some good athleticism. I was wondering a little bit if Jey Uso was interfering too much. I'm glad they escorted him kind of away. Like Edge kind of took him out
right
at the beginning, because you don't want to take everything away from Roman. And, I thought that back in the day kind of hurt Hollywood a little bit, that almost every match, man, like this guy couldn't win on his own after a while, But
I am worried about that with Roman because this is every match.
It is getting that way. Yes, it's that. But there were two big moments. I thought Roman might lose when Edge had the piece of the chair and had him in the submission. And then I was like, when Bryan locked him up and got in there, I was like, please, God, do not let this be like, we don't know which one submitted him and we have to wait till tomorrow on Raw to find out. Thank the wrestling gods that did not happen. But yeah, I was a little nervous for Roman right there. And then I was a little nervous on the double spears by Edge when he, shortly after that, he hits both guys, I believe, with spears. And I thought they were going to get him and Jey Uso to the rescue. And then Roman pin. I thought it was a cool finish, though. Kind of taking the emphasis off of Jay when Roman pinned both of them, because you were kind of like, holy man, this guy just draped the other guy over.
Right.
This is the head of the table. Downside, I feel like they wasted what could have been 3 different feuds in one match.
Yeah.
All these guys could have fought each other single and had maybe even 2 pay-per-views out of it. Roman versus Edge, Roman versus Bryan, Bryan versus Edge.
Right.
And we kind of got all of them just given to us in one match. That's kind of the bummer, but great match. I thought I'm happy with the finish. Good to keep the belt on Roman. I don't think either one of those guys are the guy you want to take it off him.
Yeah, I think so too. Anybody that listens to us knows we are Roman guys. We like this new character. We think that he should keep the belt. He should not lose matches. So that continues here. Let's get into that, though. Everybody was wondering what would happen when Roman got in front of a live crowd again. Daniel Bryan was announced first. His music comes out. He comes out. Pretty good pop for Daniel Bryan. Edge's music hits, and it's insanity. It's the biggest pop, I think, of WrestleMania weekend. It was nuts.
And then Roman, he came out hyped up too, man.
And he's a heel, and he
going
came out
side
like
to side on the stage. You know, I'm sorry, I feel like that helps. Cena is a master at that, coming out and just talking like we're going to do this right now and getting people hyped up just by looking at him. You know, but you're right. Awesome for Edge.
And then Roman gets booed. He still gets booed as normal. Then they get in the ring and do the announcements. They announced Bryan's name. Bryan gets booed. They booed him. And then Edge, another massive pop. Roman gets booed again. This is interesting, and I bring it up because the rumor is, don't know if it's true or not, but it is true that they changed everything all around, and they added Daniel Bryan to this match at the last minute. And the rumor is it was because Vince or whoever didn't think Edge had the juice, didn't like the way the story was going, didn't like what was happening. They thought they needed something extra. They put him in there. They were worried Edge would get booed and Roman would get cheered. Well, good call on that one if that was true. And I think a lot of people thought that too. That didn't happen at all. Roman actually gets booed, and it's a good thing for once because he is the bad guy. Roman sucks chants were going on out there. So, again, you're dealing with the WrestleMania audience, so it's always a little backwards. You are getting the internet. You are getting the super fans who may still not like Roman. I don't know. Or they could be getting sick of this angle already. I'm not sure. Thought that was interesting, though. So the other big thing, a couple of cool spots. Edge and Roman both went for the spear. They speared each other, a la the old double clothesline you used to see back in the day all the time. We got a double spear. And then what was the other one? There was another one I thought was great, and now I can't remember. Oh, well, the crossface, like you mentioned, crossface and the yes lock at the same exact time. Haven't seen that before. And the chair thing, that chair broke on Edge, so he kind of ad-libs and just grabs the leg of it and then puts it. Yeah, it was great, man. Really good match. A show-saving match. I don't know how the people are going to think about Roman winning, but the match was awesome. It was by far the match of the night. Nothing else was even close to it, although there were some good, fairly good worked matches. Anything else on this, Nick, before we jump back to the very beginning of the show?
I loved it. I don't know. I don't know what people's and I know you're supposed to boo Roman, but boo him if you like. But I don't think there's any need for go away heat. This guy, the angle, it's still the best thing you've got going. Him or Lashley, and I still think he is a little bit more interesting than Lashley. But great match.
Wait, you think Roman's a little bit more interesting than Lashley?
Because I just think I think he is more interesting. I just think the Roman thing, like you said, I could understand why someone right now at this point is going like, where are we going with this?
Okay.
Like that's why I understand. Like we've seen him. He's running through people. He's getting a lot of interference by Jay. I think this again would have been so much better with The Rock. It had even with the interference, The Rock losing. This would have been tomorrow would have been a must see Raw.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that 1,000%.
But I do like Bobby. You know that I like Bobby. I'm a little bit excited to see where they go with this guy and what he's going to do.
Moving to the beginning of the show. So we get the same 20-minute, unfunny, long promo open that, they did this last year as well. They did the same exact thing. The same cartoon open 2 nights in a row. And then we get Hogan and Titus opening the show again after America the Beautiful by some country singer who I had no clue who it was. And they boo Hogan again. And you could tell this time, every time he talked, you heard about half a second of boos and then cheers. They were hitting the button every time he spoke. And Hogan, classic Hogan, when they come out, they're dressed as pirates. And Hogan is going, har, 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 instead of arg, like a freaking pirate would do. Hogan is like Hogan. Santa pirate and go, ho, ho, ho. He's going, har, har.
Yeah, it's Hogan.
Yeah, and one other thing quickly before the match. I noticed this last night, and we didn't talk about it, but, there's fans there, and you could see them and whatnot, and they would take ISO shots. But I found it interesting that here we are, we're pumping, we have fans back, and all of this. They had the arena completely dark. It was like watching old school wrestling. It was like watching something from 1984, 83, where the seats were dark. You couldn't see the people. So here they are. They keep talking about it because they didn't want you seeing those empty seats. I think that's the bottom line. And they piped in sound the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was obvious. So they probably didn't want you seeing anybody because they were piping stuff so hard.
And, I'll just end and let you start the matches with, what? If the bar for what is acceptable is Hulk Hogan, that anybody who is worse than Hulk Hogan needs to go away, we better think about who's hosting this next year.
It's probably going to be Hogan again. I mean, he's like the host every year.
Texas. They're advertising the rattlesnake down there with those promos. So, I mean, if we're going to set the bar at Hogan, I guess we need to start looking at everybody, though, right? I mean,
you're saying look up his history?
Maybe, maybe people want to look up Stone Cold Steve Austin online. Go ahead. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try to take the guys in their home personal lives away from who they are. Like, I'm not a big Terry Bollea fan. Like, I think he's an idiot. I like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
If that makes sense. But I'll let you take it, Ryan. Let's go to the Fiend.
Speaking of idiots, the opening match is the Fiend.
What were they
against
doing?
Randy Orton.
Ryan, really, when you say that, I thought, why would this would be WrestleMania opening with Warrior versus Herc? I'm like, you're not going to get the crowd going. This match is not going to be good. He hasn't had any good matches.
But that's the thing, and that was what I was going to get to. I don't think that's true. These people still think he's going to be good. I had no less, Nick, than 5 people either text or hit me up on social media, at least 5, going after this match, which we haven't spoken. What the heck was that? What was that? It's the same thing he does every time. What do you mean, what is it? This is what he does. This is what he has always done. What are you talking about? I can't believe what I saw. He does it every week.
Yeah, he does.
It's the same crap. And there's something about this character, as much as I hate it, and it ain't for me, but these other people who do, there's something about it that no matter how bad it is, every single week, the next time they're like, oh, what's going to happen? I don't know what it is. And it's something, though, and that's the appeal of it. So anyway, It was 8:21 before we even got the Fiend starting to come down the aisle. 8:21, 21 minutes, still no wrestling. So the Fiend appears like in a hallway thing or something, burnt. And then like he starts regenerating or something. I don't know what the right word is for that. Alexa shows up with a jack-in-a-box. Or as Michael Cole would call it, a box-like structure. Pretty sure that's a box, bro. And she winds it up. The Fiend, completely healed, pops out of this thing. So then they start fighting. He is completely healed. He is just the old Fiend again. Everybody's wondering, how are they going to get around this? How are they ever going to get him back? Oh, they just put him in a jack-in-a-box, and he comes out, and he's good. Jump in anytime. They wrestle for a little bit. The red light, the old red light is back on, where everything is completely dark except the red hue over everything. They fight, they fight, they fight. Nothing of any, like, prominence in this match. And then all of a sudden, Alexa pops out of the jack-in-a-box, and black Papa Shango stuff once again starts running down her face. The stuff that we have been told now for 29 years was the worst thing ever is apparently cool again or something.
Yeah.
So she's like bleeding or whatever she's doing.
Look at all of this crap.
The Fiend turns. Randy RKO's the Fiend. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Bogus.
4 months, 5 months of build. You murdered a guy. You set him on fire. Then he gets a girlfriend who like brings him back from the dead or whatever she's supposed to be. Sister Abigail, whatever she is. And then 1, 2, 3 in a normal wrestling match, mind you. I don't even. That may have been even worse than I thought it was going to be.
It was. I don't know what to say. Michael Cole, the Fiend has been restored. What the hell does that even mean? He's back from the dead, I guess, or regenerated, like you said. And I get it. People can say Alexa Bliss. She does do a good job with the character she plays, but the character sucked.
Yes.
It's not good. Like, I mean, R-Truth does a great job with the 24/7 title. It's not good, but he does as good a job as you could ask him. The whole thing, man, it's a normal match. How is a choke illegal, but you can shove your fingers down someone's throat? I've always hated that thing all the way back to Mick Foley. The lights, like you said, were awful. The match was slow. And I guess you're going more, Orton is a methodical guy. The Fiend, I guess, is
That's the other thing, Nick. All we hear about is work rate nowadays. The Fiend has nothing but god-awful matches.
They're terrible.
And these people keep going, ooh, I can't wait for that.
And apparently he was stunned. Like, I don't get it. The Fiend, he couldn't believe
he was
what
in
he was
charge
seeing.
of. She was in charge of him or something. Yeah.
Or something like that. I mean, or for a second, I mean, is she going with Orton? And I don't know how that worked. I doubt it, but it was a confusing ending. And then one quick RKO. And I know the RKO has been more protected than most finishing moves in the WWE.
It's more protected, apparently, than fire.
Right.
Because the fire didn't kill him, but the RKO did.
The RKO
knocks him right out.
This is a guy that took 5 curb stomps and popped up, but 1 RKO and he's out for 3. You know, I just
in 1 burning and he's back.
It just, I don't know. The fans, I don't know if you heard them. They were booing when this was over.
Hard.
They were booing. The people in attendance were just kind of like, "What did we just get?" You know, and
And on top of that, though, I don't know where you go because this is a dead end thing. It's always been a dead end thing. You can't book this crap and then get out of it. You can't, except unless they come out of a Jack in a Box and you just go, oh yeah, all that other stuff. Forget all that. Just forget about the burning and all that. He's back. He's fine. That's what they want you to do. But like this whole thing, what was the point of all of it? And then he just RKOs him and runs away, and then they disappear. What was the point?
And we've seen some wrestlers come back from some pretty bad angles. I don't know what it's going to take a lot to bring Bliss and the guy in the mask. But I'm
more worried about Bliss than him.
Yeah, me too, because I think he's had his chance. It's overrated guy. But Bliss is amazing. But I don't know how do you just like bring her back to the Little Miss Priss, or whatever,
a little stuck up hot girl, like she's just gonna go back to that? Is she gonna pop out of the box and just be normal again? What happened to the Fiend?
I'm hoping this is the last we've seen of it. I doubt it is, though.
No, because he popped up and then disappeared again. Dude, here's something. The last thing. I saw this all over online too, and I've seen this since going back to over a year now. I saw a ton of it tonight. WWE, what are you doing? Your booking of the Fiend is just terrible. You're ruining this guy. You are ruining this guy. I'm like, now, I don't know who's all doing what here, and wins and losses of matches, I'm sure he doesn't have a say in. But are they ruining him? Or is he ruining him? Because all I've ever heard about is this whole Bray Wyatt character and everything this is like all him. That's what I keep hearing. That's what I've heard. For how long has he been around? Since NXT, when he was backwoods Bray Wyatt. All I've heard is this is all him, and he comes up with all this stuff. So is it WWE's fault that he's coming up with this crap? Because that's what it is, and it keeps getting worse. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if WWE did some dumb things, but whose fault is it here? Because he's like apparently the creative wizard. Well, this sucks. So
it's awful.
No, I don't think WWE is booking him bad. I think he has bad ideas.
You suck, pal.
This sucks. This is stupid. It's not even the people that say it's not wrestling. Well, it's not even what you want it to be. It sucks.
Bogus.
And I can think of two guys right off the bat. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, who feuds with this guy, just completely took the wind out of both their sails.
Ruined them both.
Yes, just done. Seth Rollins was the hottest thing in the world, I think, 2 summers ago, whenever he was. And then he had that feud with the Fiend. Flipped and wet heel and just hasn't. I'm not saying it's all the Fiend's fault, but they put the strap on Strowman. I'm again not saying it's all the Fiend's fault, but it just kind of another coincidence. He feuds with the Fiend and he hasn't gotten up really since.
It's terrible, dude. It's terrible. I mean, this guy, he wants to be different and all that. That's fine, but there is a line. And he is, freaking way over it.
It's awful.
So then we get another Bayley segment with Hogan and Titus. This time, Eric Bischoff is back there with him because he's a Hall of Famer. So he's back there. Just crazy that the guy that was running WCW, then eventually did get hired by WWE. Been gone for a long time, but has been on AEW numerous times here in the past year. I think he was on like a month or two ago, and now he's on WrestleMania. Just interesting.
RVD was on Impact not even a couple month or two ago as well.
Yeah.
He was still doing Impact.
Yeah. So this was more the same as last night. Like, what is this? What is the purpose of this? You have ruined Bayley. It's just to like make Bayley like the female Sami Zayn. She's just freaking annoying. That's her gimmick, is that she's annoying and everybody hates her. Cool gimmick, man. Yeah, real good, especially the girl who was your number one girl for over a year. Real cool. Hey, let's make her annoying to the point that people just don't want to be around her. And that's the point. If Hogan and Titus and Bischoff and the NWO and whoever else yesterday don't want to be around her, they all keep making excuses to want to leave, right? That was the whole point. Then why do I want to watch?
Right.
Why would I want to watch if those people are telling me they have go away heat with her? Literally, I need to go away from you. Then what do you want me to do? It's insanity.
In my opinion, that sucked.
Then we have Shayna and Nia, women's tag title match against Tamina and Natty, who won the Turmoil match the night before. Yes, 2 nights of Tamina and Natty. I got a phone call, so I stopped watching. You can fill in some gaps, Nick, if you want. I did get back in time to see the finish, though.
I don't know, man. I couldn't care less about this match, and it's hard to believe in a 2-night WrestleMania match with the plethora of stars that you have. The people that get to work twice are Tamina and Natalya. I mean, that's just, neither have ever really been that over.
Bayley gets to flush her career in the toilet twice in a row, but these two get to wrestle.
How many times, I just sat there, how many times have Tamina and Nia had a face-off in the ring where the two of them step into the ring and we're all supposed to believe this is a huge moment? Right. Tamina has been a jobber since she's walked through the door. I get that they're recently pushing her here with Natalya, but it just gets overhyped there. I will say 2 high spots. Baszler took a super kick from Tamina that looked like a live freaking round.
Yeah.
And right after that, Natalya took a knee from Baszler that looked like another live round that I thought were 2. The match was well worked. Tamina kind of missed the slam, I thought, on Jax at the end. She tried to slam. For me, a slam, the legs got to go up, man, and you got to bring them over and through.
So Lex Luger was not a slam. That was a hip toss on Yokozuna.
It was rough. So I loved it. It was hard, but it's just not. It wasn't Logan Andre, but I don't know. The match didn't feel like a WrestleMania match. I'm glad
because it wasn't.
Yeah, Jax and Baszler win, retain the titles. You might as well keep it with them.
All right, you're missing the whole. The end of this match was the worst crap ever. So Nia is in the sharpshooter from Natty.
Yeah.
The referee is down there checking, do you tap? Do you tap? Do you tap out? Then Shayna comes in, puts her in the Coquina clutch or Caracuda clutch or Barracuda, whatever it was. And then Natty taps to Shayna, who was the legal man.
She was the lead, and they even mentioned that. It looked bad.
They thought that was clever. They go, "Oh, she's the legal man." Oh, well, then what was the referee doing?
Made the ref should have went up to her and started tapping her on the shoulder, going, regular.
He was checking.
No,
so it makes your ref look like an idiot. And then, just like last night with Drew McIntyre, where he gets the distraction finish, this makes your good guy look even more like a dumb buffoon idiot.
Yeah, it did.
Natty didn't know who the legal man was, and the ref didn't know who the legal man was, but Michael Cole knew.
The ref not knowing is way worse than Natty, but yeah, it's bad.
It's terrible.
Because the other thing in tag team matches, if the ref didn't know who the legal man is or didn't see the tag, you're not supposed to allow the tag to take place. I get, this match didn't need to be on the card. I don't think anybody was clamoring to see it.
How on earth does that finish get approved? And then they literally were trying to talk about how clever it was of Shayna.
Right.
No, your referee is an idiot. And your face is an idiot. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, fighting for the 817th time. I have no idea why they're fighting. Sammy is making a documentary. He says there's a conspiracy. Kevin Owens didn't have a match, so they basically just said, hey, let's have these two fight. Match was actually good.
It was great.
Go ahead, Nick.
It was a great work match. I'll say that Kevin Owens has about 4 moves that should be pawned off as finishers to other freaking people if they could do them. Because the one where he comes off the top rope, kind of in a fisherman's front suplex, if you will, slams him down.
Yeah, that turning.
That should be one. He has the pop-up power bomb, which is pretty sick. He obviously has his Stone Cold Stunner, and I believe he has one more I'm thinking of that I can't think of, that is just another cool move. This guy has some really cool stuff he does, and doesn't get wins usually with those moves, but they're cool. Match was awesome. I think I'm glad Kevin Owens won because I still feel there's potential for Kevin Owens. I think he's really good.
Me too.
Sami Zayn, I think, is mid-card to low mid-card at best. Even with the gimmick right now, it might be even his best work, but it's similar to what I said about Bliss. It's just not great. I mean, he can talk. Yeah. I see this guy. I think he would have had a much more lucrative career as a manager. He can talk really well. The fans, they loved KO stunning Logan Paul. I thought that was cool. They all wanted to see it. Hats off to Logan Paul for taking the stunner.
Why was he there?
I have no clue.
To take the stunner.
I think he's, because he
didn't do anything.
I thought they were setting up. I don't know if you remember when Owens got in there with Sammy maybe a week or two ago. He pushed Logan Paul in the ring as he was leaving. So I was feeling that Logan Paul might cost Kevin Owens this match to get kind of back at him. I'm glad Kevin Owens won. It was a good match, but again, we had just seen it so many freaking times. I'm not even sure. They may have fought at WrestleMania. I know they've tagged at WrestleMania together.
They tagged and took on Bryan and Shane McMahon.
Sheamus. But, I mean, if they haven't fought WrestleMania, they have fought a million freaking times over the past half decade, man. And it was just another match about God knows what.
Yeah, it was. It was a good match. It was entertaining, great. But it was just another match. And I totally agree on Sammy. I'm not going to get into my tirade about him. You nailed it. He can talk, but I don't like the character. I don't like the character he plays. I didn't understand why Logan Paul was even there. He literally did nothing. He sat at the commentary booth.
You're right. Take a
the whole time. And then he came in to congratulate Owens, and Sammy pushed him and the crowd booed because WrestleMania crowds like Sammy. And then I was like, what are they doing? Do they not know? And then Owens hit him. So that was that. And we have in the back, we have Matt Riddle with the great Khali, who's a Hall of Famer. He's trying to talk his bro talk to Khali. Khali doesn't understand a word he's saying. RVD comes over to translate, turns into a giant weed joke, which I'm sure is hilarious. And that was that. Anything about that?
No.
Riddle rides his scooter to the ring. He's going to take on Sheamus with the U.S. title on the line. Thought this was another pretty good match. Well-worked match. Unfortunately, what was the story here? Sheamus needed something to do because he heated up a little bit after the Drew feud, and so they're like, let's put the title on him.
Is it over a scooter?
Right.
Yeah, is it over a scooter? What's this? Even the U.S. title was kind of just in the background. Mm-hmm. I don't remember Sheamus saying, I'm coming for that title. I'm going to be a 3-time champ or anything. It was just, I'm sitting here going, why are these guys fighting? Like you said, a great match, one big botch. White Noise was supposed to come off the top rope. Right. Good thing is, I think he was still going to kick out of it.
Yeah, he was because of the finish. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome finish, I thought, with the flip over right into the bro kick. I thought that was cool. I'm looking at it, though. I don't understand why Sheamus needs the U.S. title again. I thought Matt Riddle, love him or hate him, I'm kind of indifferent on the guy. I thought he was getting bigger, and the U.S. title was helping him. I thought the last 3 months have been the best Matt Riddle has been, and you kind of took some momentum away with him. I don't know what they're going to do, but good match. Great finish.
Yeah. Riddle was flying all over the place. The guy can wrestle. If you don't like his character, I totally understand. Like, it makes sense. You know, it is annoying, but some people think it's funny. Some people don't. I'm with you. I really don't care either way. There are some things that he says, I'm like, probably should have rethought that one. But, yeah, I love the finish. It was cool. He hits the second rope, kind of doing like the lion salt, does a flip. He gets kicked on the way down. Sheamus wins the belt. But yeah, Riddle's a younger guy. He's a newer guy. I don't know why you don't stay with him here. Sheamus has been better. A lot of people didn't like the Jeff Hardy feud. I didn't really either, but the matches were all right. And Sheamus got a little more juice back in that. And then he definitely did in the Drew feud. But this kind of like muted it. I thought this feud kind of muted it. So that was that. Now we go to I believe it's called the Nigerian drum match. Was that
Nigerian drum fight?
Drum fight, because it's basically just a hardcore match is what it is. Yeah. There was a gong that was used in this. Somebody got a gong thrown at them. No one used a drum, though. I don't know if you knew. I don't understand why we had a drum fight. No one used a drum. A lot of cool things happened. I thought there was some cool spots here.
Yeah, there was.
Nick, go ahead, man.
I thought that Big E, what a big entrance for him, though, huh?
Yeah, Wale.
Wale that was a huge entrance, big push for him. I was like, Apollo just gets a normal, it kind of felt Stingish. Like Triple H got this big Terminator and then Sting got drums. I kind of felt the
drum line.
I felt the same way for poor Apollo, man. He comes out with just a regular intro. Yeah. Match starts off well. They're both kendo sticking the living hell out of each other, taking some live rounds. I'm going to make sure I try to pronounce this correctly, that it was a Uranagi.
Yeah, or basically a rock
bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Into the stairs on the outside. That was cool. I liked Apollo trying to crush him with the stairs, and he moved out of the way. And then, Sloke, I'm going to have to let you take it because my Peacock, I got booted and was unable to get back in. By the time I got back in, they were replaying the finish. So I saw the big man from the underground must have came in, helped him. I saw Apollo miss a jump through a table.
It was basically more of the same. There was a lot of cool spots, like you just mentioned a couple of them. That's basically what continued to happen. Big E looked like he was about to win this match, and all of a sudden, some guy wearing like an army outfit gets in the ring, like an old school army outfit. Gets in the ring.
It's like
he's
like
massive.
He's like a rebel or something from
somewhere. He looked like someone from the Confederacy. Gets in the ring. It's Dabba-Kato, the guy from Raw Underground this past summer. But Michael Cole goes, "Who is that? Look at the size of this guy. Look at the size." This quote, "This monster came out of nowhere."
He's I'll tell you who he is. He's the guy that got beaten like 15 seconds by Braun Strowman in his Raw debut.
Now, this is what they are saying to us. They pretend they don't know who it is. And then he beats him up, and Apollo ends up winning because of this dude. And then Corey Graves starts saying, "This colossal superstar is making his presence known." The word colossal. I wonder who said that in his ear. They're pretending they don't know who this guy is at all. This is not like 1984. You can't leave the territory, and then come back as the missing link like a week later. This guy didn't even do that. He looked exactly like his face is the only thing he had on was General Lee's coat. He didn't have anything on his face. It wasn't like Retribution where he was covered up and you couldn't tell who it was. Like, he was on your television 6 months ago. And he got drafted. He was in the draft. He was drafted. And they're like, this colossal superstar.
What's your name? I don't care.
Well,
Shut your mouth.
This is the problem with your NXT, and when you do
This
stupid things.
monster came out of nowhere.
Raw Underground, you debut this guy on Raw Underground without having any really plan of how to develop him, where you're going to go with him, what you're going to do with him. Now you can't just show it, like he can't just debut again.
Apparently you can, because it worked for Almost, or whatever his name is.
So dumb.
Almost was a freaking giant ninja, and then he was the doorman for Shane McMahon, and now he's, you know, whatever he is,
or friend or buddy.
Oh my gosh, dude! So apparently this is like the Star Wars universe when Disney took over, and we have dropped Raw Underground from canon. It never happened. We are pretending like this just did not happen whatsoever. It does not count. And apparently Michael Cole took the blue pill and his memory has been wiped. He doesn't. Bad weekend for Michael Cole.
Yeah, it was
horrible. Oh my gosh. I have never heard that guy. I went back and watched part of last night's show. He made so many mistakes that you can like or not like his delivery or whatnot, but he doesn't normally make mistakes. He was bumbling all over the place.
I can't remember what match Corey Graves even covered for him and won, because he called something. It was
the main event.
Well, no, he called something even tonight. I think it was Apollo Crews Big E. Someone hit a move, and I think it was the Michinoku driver. He called it something else, or I can't remember. And Corey Graves was even like, I'm going to save you right now from the internet, people. This is what it was. And he was like, oh, man, yeah, you're right, I guess. And he's like, yeah, you're right. He had a rough weekend.
He had a rough weekend, dude. That is not normal. Like I said, man, you can not like his style, but he doesn't mess up.
Right.
He like botching every match, man. So yes, that's what happened. His real name is like Babatunde, and I think before he got to WWE, he used that as his name. Now I might be wrong, so save me from the internet. But being now that he's with Apollo, you think maybe he will be called Babatunde, and he'll be a part of this African tribe gimmick thing that they're doing.
Which is, again, not a bad gimmick. It just came out of nowhere from like Thursday to Friday night. Yeah. This guy is a completely different human being.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pulling it off as well as you could.
Yeah, he's fine with it. It just he's dumb. I can't take it serious.
He should have disappeared, run some promos, some vignettes of him even made up. Like, you take him down to the Florida Everglades and say you're over in Nigeria or something, man, and I'm learning the ways of my tribal ancestors. It's real. I've looked into my history or something, just I woke up today and realized my heritage and I'm down.
Well, they took Babatunde away for about 6 months, and that didn't seem to help.
Yeah, just build him a little bit. I don't know, but good luck, man.
This monster came out of nowhere.
You hope it. And works.
Nowhere is the third door down at the Thunderdome where they hold Raw Underground.
It's right below the where is the what's the other place? Where is the Fiend's location located?
2 doors past that. Yeah,
that's like another dimension. That's another dimension.
Yeah, that's another dimension. Yeah, if you take a left at Raw Underground, that's the 5th dimension over there, and they will be singing. Okay, Raw Women's Championship match. A lot of people looking forward to this one. A lot of people thought this would be an awesome work to match. You've got 2 again internet sensations here. You got Asuka, the champ. She's been the champ for quite a while now, 200, 300 days. And the NXT darling Rhea Ripley comes up to challenge her. The Empress of Next Tuesday is in trouble. She is no longer the champ. Rhea Ripley is a champ. Nick.
What was the entrance, dude? What? I'm sorry. And if people are fans of that song, God bless you. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there that maybe I listen to that many people disagree with the taste and quality of. It just sounded like she was at maybe a political rally and grabbed the mic. It was just screaming into the mic. It didn't sound like a song. I have no idea what the hell was going on. It did not sound good. I'm not big on Rhea Ripley. I mean, I'll give her a shot now that she's on Raw and she's a champion. But I don't know. She's got a really similar style to Triple H. And she's really kind of slow, more methodical in the ring. And I can deal with that. But I don't know. I didn't think the match was anything special. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought the DDT to the floor was pretty cool.
It looked like a live round.
Yeah, that was a really cool match. Was decent, I wrote, but I thought a predictable end. You knew Rhea Ripley was coming out of this. You can't possibly debut her twice at WrestleMania and have her lose both times.
Well, a predictable end, but an end that did come out of nowhere. Like this match was dragging.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. There were a lot of people were underwhelmed, but there were some people, and I don't know if these are super fans or what, they're like, that match was amazing. That was the greatest match of the night. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You thought that match was better than some of these other matches?
No.
Not like match of the night at that point was some high bar, but the other matches I thought were a lot better than this. But no, I'm with you. I don't watch NXT. I have seen Rhea Ripley quite a bit. I don't understand the hype with her. Like, I don't think she's terrible or anything.
No, she's not terrible. I
don't understand what everybody else sees. That she's like going to be the greatest woman on earth. I don't see that. Like, I see Bianca, and I think maybe that's the case. I don't know. I could be way off. But no, man. Going back to, dude, they're singing this song, right? And like,
it's so bad.
It's quite ironic that My Brutality is the name of the song. Like, it was brutal.
Yes, it was.
It was quite brutal. Like, it rivals Shane Douglas's WCW music of pots and pans banging together. That we just always would call, dude, he comes out to noise. That was the classic line Nick Hort says back in whenever the Revolution was, whatever year that 99 or 2000, whatever year the Revolution was a team, and their music was, and Nick goes, dude, they come out to noise. Now, the lady singing this song or bellowing or screaming this song,
ranting, I don't know.
she goes during, at one point, she goes, WrestleMania, make some noise. I'm like, ma'am, I think you're taking care of the noise. I think you got this handled.
What's up with the half flash at the end by the girl? Or she goes,
I didn't see that.
It was weird.
I plugged my ears and my eyes, dude.
I don't know, man. And then oh god, yeah. I don't know what to say about that, dude. That might go down as one of the worst entrances in WrestleMania history, in my opinion.
It's bad if people, again, I hate to keep dragging on the online people, but when they are like, I'm like, is Wale still here? Excuse me, sir.
Oh my God, get somebody.
Can we get
put hip hop, hey, or the Bunny song back on, man, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Freaking the Miz and Morrison sound like album of the year compared.
God, they do.
Gosh, dude. Yeah.
But yeah,
the biggest thing about this is, as much as everybody was super excited for this match, dude, the crowd was dead.
Yep.
Dead. They, so again, some people liked the match and liked the pace of it. Well, the crowd there didn't. They were dead.
These two are particular tastes, Ryan. I think they're more internet friendly wrestlers, if you will, as far as like pop culture, like mainstream wrestling fans. I'm not saying I hate Asuka. I'm not saying I hate Rhea Ripley. I could give or take either one of them. If they left.
That's the other thing with Rhea. I don't see this girl going mainstream with this look and this gimmick. It's unique and whatever, but is it unique? is it unique to NXT? Because a lot of these girls are rocker girls.
Everybody seems to be.
I don't know that is going to work on a mainstream level. I could be way off. I have not seen a ton of it, but what I have seen, I don't know. But the crowd booed, or they didn't. Well, they booed her at one point. She was smacking Asuka in the back of the head. The crowd wanted Asuka. They did not want the new girl. That was interesting, and they had to pipe the crowd noise when she won the belt. Bad. All of a sudden, they turned the knob up, dude. So
goes to show this could have been a much bigger night. Replace Rhea Ripley with why can't I think of her name?
Charlotte Flair.
Becky. Too bad we couldn't have had
coming back though.
I don't know if you couldn't, but remember Becky gave the belt to Asuka. Right. I thought that would have been. Obviously, she can't come back, but Rhea Ripley. A lot
of people thought she was gonna, because she keeps screwing with everybody on Instagram, and she posted a picture of her working out in Tampa. She said some kind of cryptic thing that I didn't understand, and everybody took that as, oh, she's going to be on one of the WrestleMania nights. Oh. Dude, her husband is there. Like, she's going to be there.
I just think it would have been a bigger match had it been her. I don't know, man. And God, if you like Rhea Ripley, good luck. I hope she gets over. I hope she becomes big. That's better for everybody.
They need her to.
I just don't see it with the way it is right now. I can't think of a person with that style gimmick who has ever went completely mainstream and really main evented a WrestleMania or got that over. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's not for me. I know
me
that
neither.
It's not for me. So, but who the heck am I?
Who are we? Maybe it works.
So, but a lot of people did think either Charlotte was going to come and do something or Becky was going to come and do something during this match. Did not happen. So then Bayley comes out again. Hogan and Titus are out on the ramp thanking everybody. Bayley interrupts again. Internet blows up again. Here comes Becky. Becky's going to come out, and we're going to get a Becky-Bayley feud and whatever. Oh, no. Becky does not come out. Bayley, once again, is yelling about God knows what, about how she should be in these matches, and they overlooked her and everything. Yeah. Yeah, we got 2 nights at Tamina and no Bayley.
Yeah.
Once again, is she hurt? Is she hurt? Is there something wrong with her? Why are we not? So no, Becky Lynch does not come out, Nick. The Bella Twins come out and are booed.
Yes, they are.
Mercilessly.
Made Hogan look good. I guess because their boos were almost as big. That was, I don't know what. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I don't dislike the Bellas, but they were booed heavily.
The internet crowd doesn't like them.
Shocking. So if they paint their hair black and wear black lipstick and come out some death music, I guess that would be cool. I guess. I don't
want to hear no Nightmare song.
I don't want to hear no Nightmare. Oh God.
I want to hear
mega crap playing on
mega
crap playing on the other stage over here.
Oh gosh, dude. They want to hear That's All Right, Honky Tonk Mama.
They want to hear Rap is Crap.
So yeah, they kept singing "Ding Dong Goodbye," and so Bailey just gets jobbed for 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know why. She must be hurt. There's got to be something.
I guess.
It's like Sami Zayn. If you're telling me she's annoying and you all want to get rid of her, well, then why do I want to watch her? So that brings us to the main event, which we talked about already. It was awesome. Great match. The right guy won. I have no idea what they do with him now. If he fights Edge again, like if Edge gets his one-on-one match now because he didn't get it because he was supposed to, I would assume maybe that happens at Backlash.
Well, they called it WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know that. I don't remember them usually calling it. Maybe I'm just getting old.
Yeah, they haven't. No, that was other people pointed that out. Yeah. I don't know if that's because of Peacock, if they got a new audience or something. So but yeah, they did say that numerous times.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a draft. I would maybe Roman fights Edge, and I wouldn't be shocked if Edge and Bryan end up moving over to the other show because they're going to need people for Lashley to fight.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to bring over
Drew,
maybe even an Orton face turn. And he moves over to fight Roman. I don't know that we've seen heel Roman versus face Orton.
Have we seen burnt Fiend against Roman?
No, we've seen the other one, the non-burnt, what did he say? Restored Fiend, I think.
Yes, restored Fiend.
God,
Have we seen Sweater Bray against Jeffrey Hardy?
His name is Jeff Harvey.
Jeff Harvey. Have we seen Jeff Harvey against Melted Fiend?
No. Maybe this year, though.
Good grief.
But they got it. They're going to have to mix everything because these two champions have fought everybody that's currently on their shows. Unless you want to throw Big E versus Roman, and I think that would be a huge mistake right now.
Have we seen Cinnamon Toast Fiend against Big E? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I think they probably will draft because that's a problem, man. Who do these guys fight? Especially Roman. I think you're probably going to get Edge at the next pay-per-view, and after that, man, who knows? Overall, Nick, night 1 much better than night 2. Night 2 did have a couple of good matches. They were just who gives a crap. Overall, as a 2-night event, where would you rank this WrestleMania? And I don't mean, I think it's the 33rd greatest, or like maybe upper third, middle third, lower third, or even break it down even more into fourths, however you want to break it down. Where would you place this?
I would say probably because this is for me, dude, the main event matches were good. When you look Bianca's match, that's what we wanted to see happen. We got a great match. We went home happy. I think much of the internet wanted to go with Lashley over McIntyre. We wanted to see what he had. The match was good for those two guys that they put on. The right guy won. Roman Reigns, triple threat match. Daniel Bryan, Edge, great triple threat match. The right guy won. I would rate this probably somewhere in the middle of the road for the simple fact it's way better than we thought it was going to be. Like I said before, you don't have the names. When you think WrestleMania, I think Hogan, Macho Man, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena.
Michaels.
There are none of these type of guys, and I'm not ripping on because I like a lot of these guys that are in there.
They're just not at that level.
They're not. And to not have any sort of those marquee, legendary guys, maybe some of these people develop into that. I don't know. But I thought they put on a pretty good show for what they had and what I expected. I expected this to be a bottom 10, and it certainly was not.
When you put it that way, it definitely had some high spots. And I like what you said. The main events were good. And then there was some surprises. Bad Bunny was incredible. I mean, he was, dude. Bad Bunny was good.
The internet's talking about him all day.
Yeah, he did a great job. So you had a surprise or two in there. And I will compare it to the 90s, right? Late 90s. the rap double disc became like the thing to do. I don't know who did it first, if Tupac did it with All Eyes on Me, whatever. Dang near every single one of those. What did everybody say about them?
Should have been one.
Should have been one. And the one that, like, to me is the greatest one about that, Wu-Tang Forever. That had like 6 or 7 bangers. But between the two albums, it was like a 35-song disc. You know, if you put it to one, it's like the greatest rap album ever. You could have done this here if you cherry pick a couple of matches here and a couple of matches here and throw them on one 4-hour pay-per-view where you get to it a little bit instead of not even starting the match tonight until 8:25.
Not having Bailey come out 3 times a night.
Yeah, we don't get any promos before the match or anything. We don't get to hear what Roman's thinking. We got to have Bailey keep getting jobbed over and over again. You cut some of that down. You pack this into one night. Yeah, you probably could have had a pretty darn good WrestleMania. Definitely better than last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought there was some good stuff. I don't know. Man, if you put a ranking on it, I don't think I'd give it thumbs up, though. It'd be more like thumbs in the middle.
The middle.
Yeah.
It sits somewhere. I'd have to look at when you look at some of the awful ones like 27, 11, it's nowhere near those. And it's way better and it's even better than last year's, and like you said. So, but again, I don't think it's going to be up there with, a 3, a 6, a 30, people that like those ones, I know people like 17, it won't be there, but I think it's going to sit. If you got 37 WrestleManias, it's fair to think this one sits around 17, 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there,
Yeah, I don't know if I put it that high, but yes.
There's a lot of bad ones.
You had one good night and one not good night.
Yeah.
But the end was good. And a heel wins. That doesn't happen on Mania very often. And then the last night of Mania, the heel takes
both male titles.
Yeah.
Both male titles heel. As I don't know if has that ever happened where in a 2-belt era have heels walked away?
Maybe not at Mania, but yeah, I think
that's what I meant.
Had 2
both
heels.
Titles at male? No, at Mania. The heel wins. I'd have to look at that too. Yeah.
It would take 5 minutes to go through everything and think about it.
Right.
Anything else on the weekend, on the night, or anything about where they're going?
No, just now kind of up in limbo. I'm the same as you. I'm like, what the big question is, I'm not really looking forward as much as I'm looking like, what do you do?
Right.
What do you do now? Your champions have fought everyone, I guess you got Rhea Ripley. She's got a whole women's roster to go through.
She can fight everybody. Yep.
Because she has not. Same for Bianca. That looks good. I mean, but the tag titles, men and women, very stale right now, in my opinion.
Not even on the show.
Dolph Ziggler. I'm not Dolph Ziggler. The AJ Omos. Hopefully they'll bring something to the tag titles. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just interested to see, what do you do with Roman? What do you do with Lashley? And what do you do with the losers? What's Daniel Bryan going to do now? What is Drew McIntyre going to do now?
Right.
What's their next step? Do they just fade into obscurity and become just another dude?
A couple other guys to keep an eye on. Big E and Cesaro. Where are those two guys going to go with their pushes here leading into SummerSlam and beyond? Because those guys are on the brink of, okay, we're here right now. Are we going up, up, up? Up, top of the line? Are we going world title push with these guys? Those are two guys who are on the brink.
Point. That's a great point because they're both on the same show at the same level too. Yep. I mean, they're both
they're both
coming
faces.
Up. So yeah, you might want to get them away from each other and separate those and put each one on a different show.
Two guys for Roman to fight, but is Cesaro ready yet? We talked last night. Does he need one more big win? And Big E, he just lost. Does he now go after the world title even though he just lost? So But they are rising dudes. So look out for them and see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Nick. WrestleMania 37, dude. We have done this 37 times. That is unbelievable, man. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We still have that WrestleMania 8 Run It Back, which is not dropped yet. I promise that'll be out this week. Even though Mania is over, you're still thinking about it. We're going to run back WrestleMania 8 for you as well. Very cool show. We look back at what should have been. What should have been the biggest show of all time. Yep. And it turns out to just be So we'll run that back for you as well. Thank you for tuning in. You got any thoughts about Mania? Let us know in the comments. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, hit whatever you want. Hit it all.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.